Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Miss Dina English. I'm Dina, and I'm very happy to spend this time with you today.
And I'm Tom. Whether you are listening while cooking, driving, studying, or relaxing at home, thank you for joining us.
Today, we have a topic that many English learners think about every day.
Yes, we are going to talk about how to train your mouth to speak English fast.
This is not about speaking like a machine. It is about helping your mouth, tongue, and brain work together more smoothly.
Exactly. Many learners understand English well, but when they try to speak, the words come out slowly.
Sometimes they know the vocabulary and the grammar, but their mouth is not ready to produce the sounds quickly.
So today, we will practice ideas that can help you become more fluent and natural.
And remember, our English is designed for B1 to B2 learners. We will speak clearly and naturally.
Let's begin with a simple question. When you speak English, do you ever feel that your brain is faster than your mouth?
I think many listeners will say yes.
Me too. You may have an idea in your mind, but your mouth needs extra time to form the sentence.
This happens because speaking is a physical skill as well as a mental skill.
That is a very important point. Learning English is not only about studying rules.
Your mouth needs practice, just like your hands need practice to play a musical instrument.
Let me ask you something, Dina. Have you ever tried speaking a language that you do not use often?
Yes, and I noticed something interesting. I knew some words, but my mouth felt slow and uncertain.
Exactly. The knowledge was there, but the speaking muscles were not active.
So the first idea for today is this. Speaking faster starts with speaking more.
Not necessarily for hours, but regularly.
Even 10 or 15 minutes of daily speaking practice can make a difference.
Now, let's do a small experiment together. Say this sentence slowly. I want to improve my English speaking.
Now say it again a little faster. I want to improve my English speaking.
Did you notice that the second time felt easier?
That is because repetition helps your mouth remember the movement.
This is why shadowing is so powerful.
Shadowing means listening to a sentence and repeating it immediately after the speaker.
You do not stop to analyze every grammar rule.
You focus on copying the rhythm, pronunciation, and speed.
For example, listen and repeat. I'll call you later.
Again, I'll call you later.
Native speakers often connect the words together.
They do not usually say, I will call you later, in a very separate way during casual conversation.
They say, I'll call you later.
Learning these connected sounds helps your speech become more smooth.
Another useful technique is to practice common phrases instead of single words.
Yes, if you only learn the word look, your brain still needs time to build a sentence. But if you learn look at this, look for it, and look after them, you can speak more quickly.
Your brain starts using ready-made pieces of language.
Think of them like small building blocks. Let's practice a few. Repeat after me. That makes sense.
I'm not sure.
What do you mean?
I'll think about it.
These short phrases appear in real conversations all the time.
And because they are common, your mouth can learn them almost automatically.
Now, Tom, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
What is one mistake learners make when they try to speak faster?
A very common mistake is trying to speak fast before speaking clearly.
That is true.
Imagine learning to drive. First, you learn control. Then you increase speed.
So, clear pronunciation comes first.
Yes, if you can say a sentence clearly at a slow speed, then you can gradually make it faster.
Let's demonstrate. First, I'm going to meet my friend tomorrow.
Clear and slow.
Now a little faster. I'm going to meet my friend tomorrow.
And now, at a natural conversational speed, I'm going to meet my friend tomorrow.
Notice that some sounds become shorter.
This happens naturally in spoken English.
Another important idea is to stop translating every sentence from your native language.
Yes, translation takes time.
If you think in your language first and then convert everything into English, your speech becomes slower.
Instead, try to connect simple English phrases directly to situations.
For example, when you enter a room, think, "It's crowded."
When you are hungry, think, I need something to eat.
When you are tired, think, "I need a break."
These small habits train your brain to use English more directly.
Let's make this fun. Imagine you are at a coffee shop.
What would you say?
"Can I get a coffee, please?"
Good. Now say it a little faster.
"Can I get a coffee, please?"
Again.
"Can I get a coffee, please?"
Notice how repetition reduces hesitation.
Hesitation is one of the biggest reasons speech feels slow.
And hesitation often comes from searching for words.
That is why speaking practice should include real-life situations.
Ordering food, introducing yourself, asking for directions, making plans with a friend.
The more familiar the situation becomes, the faster your mouth responds.
Let me share a simple daily exercise.
I'm listening.
Choose one topic, such as your morning routine.
Then speak about it for 1 minute without stopping.
Do not worry about mistakes.
Just keep speaking.
Tomorrow, speak about the same topic again.
You will probably notice that the second attempt is smoother.
By the third or fourth day, many sentences will come out much faster.
Because your mouth has already practiced them.
Exactly. Fluency grows through repetition and comfort, not through pressure.
Before we continue, remember this important idea.
Fast English is not perfect English.
Natural English includes pauses, corrections, and small mistakes.
Even native speakers sometimes stop and think.
So don't wait until you feel perfect before you start speaking.
Start speaking now, train your mouth every day, and let speed grow naturally over time.
Welcome back, everyone. We are talking about how to train your mouth to speak English faster and more naturally.
And before the break, we discussed repetition, shadowing, and using common phrases instead of translating every sentence.
Now let's talk about something that surprises many learners.
Speaking fast is often connected to breathing.
Yes, when people feel nervous, they take short breaths.
Then their voice becomes tight and speaking feels more difficult.
So let's do a simple exercise together.
Take a slow breath in.
And breathe out slowly.
Now say this sentence in a relaxed way. Today, I'm going to practice my English.
Again, today I'm going to practice my English.
Did you notice that it feels easier when your body is relaxed?
Many learners think fluency is only about the brain.
But your body also affects your speaking.
Good posture, relaxed shoulders, and steady breathing can help your voice flow more smoothly.
Now, Dina, let's talk about rhythm.
Great idea. English has a rhythm, almost like music.
Some words are stressed and others are weaker.
Listen to this sentence. I really want to improve my English.
The important words are really, want, improve, and English.
The smaller words become lighter.
When learners stress every word equally, speaking becomes slower and less natural.
Let's practice. Repeat after me. I really want to improve my English.
Again, I really want to improve my English.
Notice how the sentence has a natural beat.
This rhythm helps native speakers speak quickly without sounding rushed.
Another useful exercise is called chunking.
Chunking means grouping words together.
Instead of saying every word separately, you speak in small groups.
For example, I went to the store to buy some milk for breakfast.
3 chunks.
Let's try another one. After work, I usually go for a walk with my friend.
Chunking makes speaking smoother because your brain processes ideas instead of individual words.
It also helps listeners understand you more easily.
Now I have a challenge for you, Tom.
Uh-oh, what is it?
I'm going to say a sentence slowly, and you will gradually make it faster.
I'm ready.
I can understand English, but I want to speak more fluently.
I can understand English, but I want to speak more fluently.
Faster.
I can understand English, but I want to speak more fluently.
Faster.
I can understand English, but I want to speak more fluently.
Very nice. Did you feel the sentence becoming more connected?
Yes, the words started flowing together naturally.
That is exactly what learners should practice. Start slowly, then increase speed little by little.
Let's talk about another common problem.
Running out of things to say?
Exactly. Sometimes learners stop because they cannot think of the next sentence.
A helpful trick is to use fillers.
Fillers give your brain a little extra time.
For example, well, actually, let me think. That's a good question.
Native speakers use these expressions all the time.
Let's practice a short dialogue. What did you do last weekend?
Well, I visited my cousin and we had dinner together.
Do you enjoy cooking?
Actually, yes, I cook a few times every week.
These fillers make your speech sound more natural and reduce pressure.
Another technique is recording yourself.
Some learners feel uncomfortable doing this.
I understand. Many people don't like hearing their own voice at first.
But recordings are extremely useful.
Record yourself speaking for 1 minute on a simple topic.
Then listen and notice where you pause.
Are you stopping to search for words?
Are you repeating too often?
Are some sentences much smoother than others?
Those smooth sentences show what your mouth already knows well.
The difficult sentences show what needs more practice.
Let's do a 1-minute speaking example.
The topic is my morning routine.
I usually wake up at 7 o'clock. First, I drink a glass of water. Then I make breakfast and check my messages. After that, I get ready for work. If I have extra time, I listen to an English podcast before leaving home.
Notice that Dina kept speaking without stopping for a long time.
The goal is not perfect grammar. The goal is continuous speech.
Continuous speech trains fluency.
Now let's discuss pronunciation shortcuts that appear in everyday English.
For example, going to often becomes gonna.
Want to often becomes wanna.
Got to can sound like gotta.
These forms are common in casual conversation.
Let's practice a few.
I'm gonna call my friend.
I want to learn English.
I gotta finish this today.
You do not need to use these forms all the time.
But understanding them can help you speak and listen more naturally.
Another important habit is reading aloud.
Yes, reading aloud trains pronunciation, rhythm, and mouth movement at the same time.
Choose a short paragraph from a book, article, or podcast transcript.
Read it once slowly.
Read it again at a natural speed.
Then try to read it with expression, as if you were talking to a friend.
This exercise builds confidence very quickly.
Confidence is another key part of speaking faster.
When you are afraid of making mistakes, you speak more slowly.
You check every word before saying it.
But real conversation moves too quickly for that.
So give yourself permission to make small mistakes.
A small mistake is usually less important than a long silence.
Exactly.
Let me ask you one final question in this part, Dina.
Go ahead.
If a learner has only 15 minutes per day, what should they do?
I would suggest 5 minutes of shadowing, 5 minutes of speaking about a topic, and 5 minutes of reading aloud.
That is a simple and practical routine.
And if they do it every day, their mouth will become faster and more comfortable with English.
Consistency is more powerful than a long study session once a week.
Train your mouth a little every day, and fluency will grow step by step.
Exactly. Your speaking muscles become stronger each time you use them.
Welcome back, everyone. We have talked about repetition, rhythm, chunking, breathing, and daily speaking practice.
And now let's focus on one final idea that can change the way you speak English.
The idea is simple. Stop trying to sound perfect and start trying to sound connected.
That is a powerful difference.
Many learners believe that fast speakers know every grammar rule perfectly.
But in real life, fluent speakers often use simple structures.
They connect ideas smoothly.
For example, instead of creating a very complicated sentence, you can say, I was tired, so I went home early.
Short, clear, and natural.
Let's compare two styles.
Style 1. Due to the fact that I was experiencing fatigue, I decided to return home earlier than usual.
Style 2. I was tired, so I went home early.
Which one is easier to say quickly?
Definitely the second one.
So, if your goal is fluent conversation, simple English is often the best English.
Now let's do a fluency challenge together.
I will ask a question and Tom will answer immediately without preparing.
No pressure at all.
What is your favorite way to spend a weekend?
I like spending time outdoors. If the weather is nice, I go for a walk, meet a friend, or sit in a cafe with a book.
Great! You answered quickly because you used familiar language.
Exactly. I did not try to create a perfect speech.
Let me try. What is something you enjoy learning?
Your turn.
I enjoy learning about languages and communication. I think it is interesting to see how people express ideas in different ways.
Notice that Dina kept moving forward even though she was speaking naturally.
This is an important habit. Keep moving forward. If you make a small mistake, continue.
Don't stop and restart the entire sentence.
Native speakers rarely do that in everyday conversation.
Another useful strategy is to think in phrases instead of individual words.
For example, don't think weather and then nice.
Think, the weather is nice.
Don't think go and then for a walk.
Think, go for a walk.
These phrases become automatic with practice.
Let's practice some useful conversation chunks.
Repeat after us.
As far as I know,
To be honest,
it depends on the situation.
that's a good point.
I've been thinking about that.
These expressions help you respond more quickly in conversations.
Now, let's imagine a real situation.
You meet a coworker during a break.
The coworker asks, "How has your week been?"
Instead of saying only good, you can expand a little.
It's been busy, but pretty good. I've had a lot of work, but I'm learning some new things.
That sounds much more natural and confident.
And notice that the grammar is not complicated.
Simple structures, smooth delivery.
Let's talk about one more obstacle: fear of speaking with real people.
Many learners speak alone quite well.
But when another person is listening, they suddenly become nervous.
That is completely normal.
A helpful solution is to practice speaking under small amounts of pressure.
For example, record yourself and imagine you were talking to a friend.
Then practice with a language partner for 5 minutes.
Gradually increase the time.
Confidence grows through experience, not through waiting.
Another important point is listening.
If you want to speak faster, you should also listen to natural English regularly.
Podcasts, interviews, conversations, and videos can help.
Your brain starts recognizing common patterns.
Then those patterns appear more easily when you speak.
It is like hearing a song many times.
Eventually, you can sing parts of it without thinking too much.
Language works in a similar way.
Before we finish, let's review the key ideas from today.
First, speak every day, even for a short time.
Second, use shadowing to copy natural rhythm and pronunciation.
Third, practice phrases and chunks instead of isolated words.
Fourth, start slowly and increase speed gradually.
Fifth, keep speaking even if you make small mistakes.
Sixth, read aloud and record yourself regularly.
And finally, focus on communication, not perfection.
Dina, if our listeners remember only one sentence from this episode, what should it be?
I would say, train your mouth a little every day, and your English will become faster naturally.
I love that.
Fluency is not a magic moment.
It is the result of many small speaking sessions.
So after this episode, choose one simple action. Read a paragraph aloud.
Shadow a short conversation.
Speak for 1 minute about your day.
Whatever you choose, do it today.
Because your mouth learns by speaking, not by waiting.
Thank you for practicing English with us.
We hope this episode helps you feel more confident and more fluent.
Keep training your mouth, keep using your voice, and keep enjoying the learning process.
See you in the next episode of Miss Dina English.